How's it going, guys? Shape here, and welcome to the channel. This video is going to go over the best raw gold farms I have found so far in the Shadowlands pre-patch. Some of these farms are going to drop other items that can be useful as well, but I wanted to focus on the raw gold side of things for the purposes of the video. Raw gold has probably been the most impacted of the gold farms so far, with a lot of the old farms we have learned to love not become as relevant in the past few weeks. Many of you have reached out to me to see if I have found any new raw gold spots, so I wanted to share the ones I am focusing on currently. A lot of the farms have been very short-lived in the pre-patch so far, but I have found the farms I am about to go over not to be really affected anyway and stay consistent. With the multi-boxing situation being affected with the most recent changes with Blizzard, these areas are safe for those now. I have heard that there are programs coming out that don't have third-party input broadcasting software, so this may be a workaround the Blizzard ban of that because they specifically stated that being the reason for banning and not operating multiple accounts. So let's take advantage of these before they become overpopulated with multi-boxers again if they do find that workaround. With that said, let's hop into it and find out what farms I'm talking about. Be sure to turn on your notifications, make sure you have that bell rung, and drop a like so you don't miss any of my future content. The first farm I wanted to talk about is going to take us out to the Crimsonfinn Gorgron. This is going to be a group farm and it will be best done with 5 druids. It is doable with other classes, but your results may vary from mine, as druids are definitely the go-to for most of these farms, as you guys have probably already seen with similar farms in the past. There are multiple spots around the area where this can work, but the spot I have found the most effective is this one. You will want to spread your group out to these locations and kill all the mobs as soon as they spawn. Make sure you make some kind of macro for this, as it will increase how fast you can kill the mobs. The more efficient your group is, then the faster they will spawn, and that will generate more mobs per hour, which means more gold per hour as well. A simple /tar fungal /cast moonfire will do the trick if you are a druid. You want to kill all of your mobs and not loot anything until 2 minutes is up. Once the 2 minutes is up, go ahead and start looting from all of the kill sites. After you are done looting the kill sites, go back to your respected area, rinse and repeat this process for however long you want to do it. This is a rather popular farm at the moment, so you want to make sure to check war mode on and off to see if one is less populated. This could also hurt your gold per hour if it is overcrowded. I do have a backup spot for this I will talk about after I go into the hourly totals. For an hour's worth of your time, you will have between 15,000 to 25,000 raw gold. Now I know what you're thinking, that is a pretty large gold discrepancy, and you are right, it is. That is because, as I stated earlier, your group's efficiency matters a whole lot, as well as how crowded the area is. If your group isn't efficient and it's on the crowded side, you will get towards the 15,000 raw gold an hour from here, which isn't bad at all. If your group is efficient as possible with little to no competition, then you get upwards of that 25,000 gold per hour. If you are finding that you aren't having any success with Gorgron, I have found a backup spot that is very similar to the Crimsonfinn farm. It is also located in Draenor, but you will want to head over to Negrand instead. Here you will still be targeting these fungal mobs, so the macro you used previously will work here as well. It is the same concept as the Crimsonfinn farm, and you will want to spread your group out to these locations. Kill all the mobs for 2 minutes, then go ahead and start looting. Rinse and repeat this process for however long you would like. For an hour's worth of your time, you will have 11,000 to 12,000 raw gold. You aren't going to get as high of gold per hour here as the Crimson farm, but you probably won't have to worry about as much competition either. If you look up in Group Finder, then you will see a lot of the Gorgron farms, but very few of these, and if that's the case, either check out the Looking for Group in my Discord or start up a group yourself, because this is a really good gold farm that goes under the radar. The next gold farm I wanted to talk about is going to take us out to Valshara. You want to head over to Moonclaw's Vale. You don't need a 2x4 group to make these mobs hyperspawn, and you really don't even need a group of 5 to make them hyperspawn, but it will be nice to have extra players to help you kill all the mobs. Get your team of druids and just run around and kill all the mobs here. Even if you don't have druids for this, it doesn't really matter too much, so just get a group of 5 if druids aren't possible. You will have to change up your macro from fungal to wild now to target these mobs more efficiently. They will drop an assortment of gray and green items that you just sell to the vendor once done. Depending on how long you are out here, you may need to take a vendor break because they do drop quite a lot of these items. If you wanted to, you can also drop some markers down to make this a little cleaner, but again, they are fairly close to one another, so this will save you a little downtime if you don't do the 2 minutes of killing and looting strat. After an hour's worth of farming, you will have around 12,000 raw gold for your efforts. The last raw gold farm I wanted to cover is actually going to be quite a few farms put together and just not be focused on raw gold. This farm will focus on some brand new content with the Scourge invasion and will take place here in Icecrown. I believe you have to be to a certain point in the quest line to be able to see these mobs. I remember coming out here before on one of my characters and I did see a different group of mobs, so I was definitely phased. If you do need to do the quest line, then it will start in your faction's capital city and eventually lead you to Northrend. After you get to Northrend, you don't have to keep doing the quest line for the purposes of this farm. As I said, this is going to be a mix of raw gold, Scourge stones, and the Battered Hilt farm. Another caveat to this farm is it will only be while the pre-patch is going on, so it's definitely a little time sensitive. Now that those prerequisites are out of the way, on to actually how to do this farm. The most efficient way is going to be to form a 2x4 group. It doesn't matter too much of the class breakdown, but you will want to have at least one monk tank to drop their statue so the mobs go to it for easier looting. In the video you can see I switched to bear and did the same thing as the statue would do because we were lacking it. Definitely still doable, just more effort. The rest of your group should just pull all of the mobs to the center where the monk statue should be. You are going to get a ton of Scourge stones which can be turned into the Quartermaster for level 100 gear, so that's a great place to get your alt some gear if you need it. The second item to be on the lookout for is the Battered Hilt. This item starts a quest and usually sells for around 40 to 50,000 gold. I expect this item to go a little down in price while the event is going on, so just wait until the event is done to start posting these items. It is a rare drop, but most of these mobs have a small chance of dropping it. This will only add extra gold value to the farm. You are also going to get a decent amount of raw gold from this as well. After an hour, you should have around 6,000 raw gold. This isn't the highest raw gold farm we've talked about today, but it is a different kind of farm with other items besides raw gold that could really increase your total here. It is also a limited time farm, and I know I get tired of doing the same gold farms over and over, so it could definitely be a good change of pace. I think the most important thing to note on all of these farms is they are going to depend on how crowded an area is and what class people are looking to take. I always recommend any goalmaker to have a druid available for gathering professions, and now since these farms are really highly dependent on druids, that would be a really good idea to have one available as well. Since how crowded these areas are will determine which farms you're going to focus on. That is why I wanted to give you guys a few different ones to focus on that you might not already be doing. Well, there you have it guys, the best raw gold farms I have found in the Shadowlands pre-patch. I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe and drop a like if you enjoyed the video to show some love for the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.